Sagittarius, welcome to the Onyx Moon Tarot. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Go to my Facebook page, The Onyx Moon Tarot. Follow and like for a daily pick-a-card and a card of the day. There is no gender in tarot. I'm using Island Time Wellness for your oracle and Everyday Witch for your tarot message. This is something that could have happened to you already, could be happening now, could happen in the future. I could be pulling on your sun sign of Sagittarius, your moon, your rising, or cross-watcher energy. If none of it matters, if none of it matches you, if none of it resonates with you, it's just not your reading. And that's okay. I'm not offended. You can say it doesn't make any sense to me, and that's okay. You can go listen to another reading and come back next time, and maybe it will make sense to you with my next reading. I do not get offended if it doesn't make sense. Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, and gambling. Sagittarius, what are you up to? Sometimes Archangels, Holy Spirit guides. Let's see. 6 of Wands. Okay, somebody in the public eye, getting awards, doing something, being known. Ace of Wands reversed, lost the inspiration or the passion for something, and Death reversed. Oh, completely over. Okay, we'll see if they come out again. Let's see what we have starting here. So we have one of the happiest cards in the deck, 10 of Pentacles. That's fabulous. That is, you have your stability, you have your happy home, your family, your contentment, happiness, being fulfilled emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. That's great. That's doesn't get much better than that. And then we have a Knight of Wands. Knights are all about movement, action, fire energies. Knight of Wands, they come in, they go out. Hokey pokey. Put your Knight of Wands in, take your Knight of Wands out. They are not consistent, they're not reliable. Can be a player energy. Whoever this was, Sagittarius, it caused you to put your walls up and be very, very guarded. So you had the happy home, you had everything. What happened? Higher level of commitment, could have been married. Took a risk, took a chance on somebody that turned out to be a player. Got a little bit of a emotional whipping here. And now, besides being walls up, emotionally guarded, could have taken a financial hit as well. Hoarding your money. feel like your money is just being like pissed away. You had to pay something out, something big. You may have been tempted. Maybe you were in a commitment and something came along and you were tempted by someone that portrayed themselves to be something and they were not. They were not ethical. They were not Mr. Moneybags. They were not Mr. Or Mrs. Mr. Big Spender, Mr. Be All About It, Mr. I'm going to, change the world, show you. Somebody fed you a line. I think that somebody turned your head and you took a risk. And this person was very devious and corrupt. They may have seen that you were fine. They may have seen that you were stable. You may not have been in a relationship. Ten of Pentacles usually indicates family, home, stability, the 2.5 kids, the dream. But you don't necessarily have had, that could have just been you on your own that you have achieved. You've reached the pinnacle of your success. You have your condo, your car, your job. You're living the life, okay? So you don't have to have had a family. But somebody could have turned your head, and this was you took that risk, and unfortunately I think that you may have taken a little bit of loss. This person might have seen the way you live, the way you portray yourself. You may dress well, you may have a nice car. It may not be anything to you to, maybe they watch your social media, maybe they're a friend of yours on social media, maybe they're friends of friends, something, but they saw how it's nothing to you to be living a good life. You're at a nice restaurant on weekends, or you're doing this type of a vacation, something, and they saw that you had a very nice life, and they did not, or they do not, and they wanted a piece of your pie. Actually, they didn't want a piece of your pie. They wanted your pie. They don't care if you have anything left. This person was very unethical. They like to floss. They like to flex. They like the silverback gorillas. If you've ever watched a video of silverback gorillas, they protect their troop in the wild or in a zoo or whatever. They have their mates, and something comes, they protect their troop, but they really do not want to be bothered. But if something's coming to threaten them, they can most certainly defend. But before that happens, they stand and they peacock and they put on that show where they stand up, and their arms, they can rip an arms off of a man in 5 seconds, but they will beat on their chest and they put on this show of bravado. They can rip the arms off of a man, but they would prefer to just put on that show and be on their merry way. But if push came to shove, yeah, they can take care of business. This person peacocks. They put on that show of bravado, but really, they're lazy. They talk the talk, but they're unethical and they're lazy. Instead of making their money, they would make their money through backdoor deals instead of actually doing the 9 to 5. And they like getting their money from others. You know what? This person could have had a family. This person could have had a family. This person could have had the Ten of Pentacles, the solid foundation, the contentment, the happy, but they weren't. They wanted to live the single life, but they still wanted to come back home. Let me play married at home. Let me have my cake and eat it too, and go out and play single when I'm out in the streets, but I'm going to run home and have my comfort. And that didn't fly. So they're very guarded and broke and unethical. And when home got too heavy, because whoever's at home said, you're not going to do this. You're not going to be here and go out and pretend you're single. They had to pay out a big sum of money. Divorce. Something, a loss of, huge loss of money. If this wasn't you, this could very well be them. There's a different perspective. If this wasn't you having your head turned and you're very defensive and you had to pay out a huge lump of money because you got involved with somebody shady, then this is them and this is their story. They're shady because they were out there being a player, male or female, and they could be going through some type of a financial difficulty because of a divorce, child support, something, having to come up with money for buying a house, putting down payment for a condo, something, first month's rent, last month's rent, however that's working. They're still shady, but they've got a different approach, thinking of things differently because they're trying to level up. And be inspired. They're leveling up into an emperor. But even though I have the card here for an emperor, and that they find you attractive, getting a different perspective on things, on what they did wrong, or if it's you that got a different perspective on things, you don't just level up overnight just like that into an emperor. That doesn't happen. And now you're inspired and you find them very attractive, or they find you very attractive. It just doesn't work like that. This is somebody, they're still peacocking. It's not the truth. This is a false. They could have different perspective. They could have a different way of looking at things. If we're reading it from that they had the foundation and they had the happy home and they wanted to play single when they were out in the streets. They went through some rough times because whoever was at home said, we're not doing this, get out. They could very well have a different perspective, yes. I do not believe that they have leveled up to an emperor. I don't see it. I don't believe it. I think they pretend. They have decisions to make. There's decisions to make. There's secrets. There's no communication. There's breadcrumbing. And there's spying. On a Queen of Wands. You could be the Queen of Wands. It's usually a Leo, but it doesn't have to be. I think they're faking. they're not an emperor. I think they're telling people that they're an emperor. They're trying to be an emperor. Oh, next card, Seven of Swords. Yes, they are still this person. The liar, the cheater, the betrayer, possibly even the thief. I don't doubt this. This is their story. If you have money, if you have funds, if you have disposable income, I would keep that very quiet. I would change how I'm posting things on Facebook or the gram or X or whatever it is that you're on. I would change what I'm posting. I would move in silence. I would not talk about what kind of vacation I'm taking. As far as anybody is concerned, you are, old, broke, and not looking for a relationship. I mean, something. This person is looking not to take a piece of your pie. They're looking to take your entire pie. They're pretending to be this emperor. This is not how an emperor acts, and you don't go from a shady piece of lazy shit, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles reversed is a piece of shit. Okay, this is somebody that will sell a dime bag to you in the bathroom at the bar. They aren't going to do anything that is going to make them break a sweat. They're not going to take care of you because they want somebody to take care of them. So they sure as hell aren't going to take care of you. And if you have anything to spend, they want their hands on it. And if they had a happy home and they can go out and pretend to be single and they already had the Ten of Pentacles that they can't respect, they're not going to respect anything about you either. So taking a risk, that's exactly what you would be doing if you'd be doing this, taking a risk. Not showing your hand. Yes, do not show your hand. I would change the way I'm talking about myself. You got to raise at work. I would not mention that you got to raise at work. You're going to Cayman Islands for a 3-week vacation. Yeah, nope, you're not going anywhere for a vacation. You're going to have a staycation. In fact, maybe you're going to have to work because you have to work overtime because you have major expenses, major credit card debt, something. You have to buy a new car, something, your furnace broke, something. Not that I want my words to God's ear, but you have big debt. Don't let this person know if you have come into an inheritance, if you have won the lotto, if you have anything, because that is what they want. Not that you're not a wonderful person, Sagittarius. It's just that they are an awful person. And it's not the Sagittarius that they want. They want what the Sagittarius has and what the Sagittarius can do for them because they are an awful person. So, Sag, this is your reading. Like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if this resonates. Sorry that it took me a hot minute. I was getting too many storylines, but then it kind of clicked. Go to my Facebook page, The Onyx Moon Tarot, for a daily pick a card and a card of the day.